Hi everyone, this is devlog number 1. This is going to be a series of videos where I just document what I'm doing in my game, what's been done, and I hope to do this every week. And so far, I've been really engaged. I've been really hooked with game development. So hopefully every week there'll be something to show you. Anyway, but before we look at my game so far, or what could be considered a game maybe, I want to just update anyone who's interested on the state of my crossword game, my crossword app. So let's just dive into that. I hope I can remember my name. Yeah, okay. So upon clicking the link below, you have one attempt to submit the correct answer for today's crossword. If you submit an incorrect answer, your attempt will be blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then I'm just going to solve this. You can see the autocomplete that I forgot to turn off in JavaScript. So I'll submit it, and you get the little solve in however many seconds, and I've got a leaderboard. Uh, I've only got one puzzle uploaded, but it's super easy to upload new puzzles using another like tiny little script that I wrote, and it just pulls puzzle files into a database, and then you can have as many puzzles as you want sequentially, and it'll keep track of how many attempts every user's had. You can register new users and stuff like that. Anyway, very typical beginner CS project. But now I want to look at my game, because this is what I'm I guess proud of. But this game is just going to be a racing game for now, and I really want to nail the racing mechanics for now. And then beyond that, I'd like to have some kind of narrative that is based on a story that I've been thinking about building upon on and off for years now, and to implement that narrative into a game would be great. And so this is the gameplay for now, and it's essentially a rally racing game, but with a boat. So the acceleration, it's all directional, not necessarily like a car that can direct its acceleration with, its wheel axles. I think. I don't know if I'm making that up, but I feel like that's right. But anyway, the movement is kind of unique, and I like that. And it feels like you just have zero tire grip essentially if you're driving a car. So it feels like you're just drifting all over the place. And you can see yeah, there's a big hairpin here. I wasn't paying attention to the callouts. And then this, yeah, there's a pretty technical section. Anyway, so this game's going to be a rally racing game, which I don't think there are many out there of. And the unique twist is that you're in a boat. And right now I've just got, checkpoints and a track and a finish line and a timer, which we'll see will stop when I actually get to the finish line, which we're almost there. Here it is. Boom. 124. Yeah, but next, what I want to do is implement like collisions with the actual track, because that'll be a core part of the gameplay. And depending on how fast you hit the wall, that'll basically, you know, add a modifier to that collision, where like if you hit the wall really fast, that's gonna have a greater effect on your score. Beyond that, I don't know what the effect itself will be. I'm thinking maybe like if we look at the speedboat. Oh my God, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's just tiny. And I'm still learning how to use this thing. But if I were to zoom in here onto this thing, um, I don't know how to. But maybe like if you hit a wall really fast, it'll like break the boat and then you might have to repair it, or eventually I'd like the part of the narrative to be that you're like a merchant on a boat carrying cargo, and if you hit a wall really hard, then you lose some of the cargo and that'd affect your score. And so the final score would take into account like the time and how much cargo you have left. But let's just have a look through some of the scripts. So we've got our boat. It's super simple. It's just got, it doesn't even have braking for now. And maybe eventually I'd like there to be an upgrade where you get braking, and that would be like a nice little progression for the player. And we've got turning that just rotates the boat. Um, what else have we got? Got the camera. This took a little while to figure out because it does use like vector mathematics. Like you take the player position, then you get their basis direction, and then what I did is I shot the camera back from their position in the negative direction of their forward-facing basis vector, and then I added a height. So the camera kind of follows behind the player, but using linear interpolation, it's smooth, so it's not, it's not snapped to the player, because before I did all that, it would just be locked on to the back, and that felt really like gross and mechanical. So yeah, we've got linear interpolation for the camera, which feels nice. What else have we got? We've got all the lap time. So this is just putting the lap time after there's a countdown, and that's defined in the timer here. And this just basically takes the delta time and converts it into minutes, seconds, milliseconds. We've got the countdown timer itself, starts from, where is it? Oh, right. Well, it's a wait time of the time, which is 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And then we've got all these checkpoints. I don't know if there's a better way to do this, but there's got to be a better way, because each checkpoint has its own script, and then the script itself defines the call out, and then you can go ahead and change the call out text here. And for now, that this has been like rally call outs, which I'm not super familiar with. We'll wait for this to go and we'll see the first call out. So 300 right 3, so that's like a pretty intense right hand turn in 300 meters, and then 500 meters left 3. So, and the meterage is based on Godot's distance, how it calculates distance. But, this doesn't feel like 300 meters. Like, this boat would have to be traveling pretty fast to cover, like, see here, like to cover 500 meters in like 3 seconds. But yeah, yeah, that's way too fast, right? So I gotta update that to make it a little bit more realistic, and probably might be just dividing that by 10 or something. So we've got all these. We've got a finish line that just sends a signal out to the lap time when it finishes, so the lap time just stops. And then we've got a start gate, which is this blue box at the start that just disappears when the timer runs out. And behind the player, we've got a wall just so they can't turn around and fly off the edge. And what I need to do next is probably count up all the checkpoints and make sure that the finish only triggers once you've collected all the checkpoints. And that should be easy enough with the checkpoint script. Every time a player enters a checkpoint, you just add up the counter and make sure the counter equals the size of, I guess, this, or yeah, the size of, if I make this like a list or something, check the size of that. Yeah, so that's that for now. And like I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's really, occupying a nice section of my brain where I'm like constantly thinking about how to improve it or what I could add next. And there, in recent memory, there hasn't been a lot of stuff that's done that. So I think this is a good creative outlet, and I'm looking forward to continuing this, hopefully every week, and I'll stick to that as best I can. And I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you watch the next one. Thank you.